My name is Delilah, and this is my story. So, when I was around 8 years old, I lived in a small town in Spain named Besalú, Catalan. So basically, everyone in the town knew each other. All the parents knew the other parents and their kids. So I also knew all the parents and their kids. I always played outside with them from the time when I got home from school to the time our dinners were ready. I had these friends, and for the sake of this story, we're going to call them Sally and Thomas. To this day, these people are still my best friends. And when we were little, we were called the Three Musketeers due to how much time we spent together. It was a Saturday morning, and I had asked my mom to play outside. When I got out of the house, Sally and Thomas were already waiting outside for me. After a while, we decided on playing a combination of hide and seek and tag. I started counting, and Thomas and Sally ran away to hide. When I got done counting, I looked around for a few seconds, then ran to look for them. I searched for a few minutes and couldn't find them. There were these big trees behind our houses, so I decided to go look for them in there. After a while, I still couldn't find them and was about to give up when I heard leaves crunching. When I turned around, I saw a figure dart behind a tree. I thought I had found Thomas and ran to the tree. There was a man crouched down behind the tree. He had on dirty clothes, and I heard him crunching on something. I tapped on him and yelled, "Found you, Thomas! You're it now!" The man slowly stood up. When I saw how tall he was, I realized he wasn't Thomas. He turned around, and I saw blood and blue feathers around his mouth. He smiled at me and held out his hands. When I looked at them, I screamed. There was a bluish dead bird in his hands. He was eating the bird. I immediately ran back to my house, and Sally and Thomas were there with my parents. Apparently, after half an hour of not seeing me, they went to my mom and father. They yelled at me for running off and sent me inside. Later, after I had dinner, I went to bed. A few hours after falling asleep, I woke up to the sound of tapping on the window above my bed. It was on the side of my bed, and so I sat up and looked at it. There was a shape of a person tapping on my window with something. I opened the curtain of my window and saw the man from earlier tapping on my window with a sharp stick. When he saw that I was looking at him, he started tapping harder. I screamed and ran away. My parents came in and asked what was wrong. I told them all about today and what had happened. They called the police, and that was the last time I saw him. I just turned 18 a few weeks ago, and this is the first time I thought about this in a while. I still wonder what would have happened to me if I had stayed in those woods any longer than I did that day.